Music brings people together, and while it may not be physically right now, our next guest is doing it today virtually. My name is Scotty Gange, and welcome into Above the Line, where we get an inside look at people from all walks of life and how they're adapting to the situation that the COVID-19 pandemic has placed us all in, and what they're doing to come out the other side as a victor rather than a victim of these circumstances. Our next guest is William B.J. Robinson, a musician from San Diego who is teaching music and spreading positivity online. And he may have something special in store for the end of the show, right here on Above the Line. From El Studio del BJ, William B.J. Robinson. Hey, thanks so much for the time. We just checked. Happy Friday to you. How are you today?
Yes, happy Friday indeed, TGIF. I'm doing well. Just kind of keeping myself going with a daily routine to keep myself sane, keep myself busy, and keep productive.
Oh boy. All right. El Studio del BJ is your home in San Diego. And a bit of a background on you for those who may not know. You're a host of a show on KPBS in San Diego all about music and arts. You're a voice and piano instructor, and you have been an actor, a director, and a whole lot of everything at places like the Old Globe, the Coronado Theater, the San Diego Repertory Theater. I could list all the theaters you've worked at, but we'd run out of time in the interview. So just to say, you've done a lot.
Yeah, I've done a lot. I'm a workaholic. I am a self-proclaimed workaholic, and I kind of stuck to that motif for a bit.
Fantastic. Hey, so I think it's kind of fun, right? My now sister-in-law, I just like to say my sister Katie, I texted her, what was it, a couple weeks ago, and I said, or maybe a week or two ago, right? And I said, hey, Katie, I'm doing this new interview series called Above the Line. I'd love to get somebody maybe in the music acting world. Do you have any suggestions? I know you know so many people. You've been in the, industry for 15 years.
Yeah.
5 seconds later, she goes, oh my God, yes, okay, William B.J. Robinson. Let me connect you guys on Facebook. He is the perfect guy to do it. And right now, I can see her at your piano. We're going to hear a song later, but I thought you'd be interested in hearing that. It was a no-brainer, William B.J. Robinson. So I'm really, really happy to have you on today.
Thank you so much. That's so cool to hear. Katie was wonderful to work with, and she is just inspiring to get to share the stage with and even just be in a rehearsal room with. So I really appreciate her thinking of me.
Of course, yeah. So I'm excited to have you here. And I know, I really want to start off with something you're doing right now in the COVID-19 pandemic, stay-at-home era we're living in right now. You posted on Facebook about a week or two ago saying, hey, to everybody, I'm still doing voice lessons. That's what I do. It might not be in person, but you're doing stuff like over Zoom, FaceTime, Facebook Messenger. I'd like to hear more about that and what that experience has really been like for you.
Yeah, teaching art, it gets really tricky to try and do from a distance perspective because so much of art really is hands-on. It's about the interaction that you're having. It's about the feeling and the synergy in the room. And so it's been a little bit of a process to figure out how to translate keeping that same progress and connection through the world we're living in now. And so I've kind of worked out some kinks and processes and methods with some of my students. I teach all ages from as young as 6 and 7 to as old as 76 and 77 currently. And the way we've figured this out is to just really use technology to our advantage. One of the biggest problems is that me trying to play and coach live while someone's singing on the other end doesn't always sync up because signals are not in perfect time. So one of the things that I've figured out that can work around that is by pre-recording a lot of the music, sending it to the students, and having them sing live with their own tracks. And then I can listen in and actually have a more fair way of evaluating what I'm hearing, since it's all coming from the same source at the same time, and then offer my feedback visually, as opposed to trying to get them to just match up with me playing live. And I've been trying to share these ideas with other teachers and educators around, because we're all trying to figure it out right now, and it's pretty tricky.
So it's been a bit of a team effort, you're saying, with all the other instructors.
Oh yeah.
Is it all San Diego people you're working with, or is it kind of all over the globe if you're doing stuff online?
So right now I'm still mainly working out of my San Diego base with my clients and students in the city. But I have opened the opportunity to anyone, anywhere, since that's the way this is going now. As long as you have some sort of profile where I can send you your files and then we can connect on video. We can do music lessons. I've been talking with my siblings about possibly trying to do some music things with some of my nephews and nieces and things like that. They're in New Jersey and in Kentucky and Texas and Virginia. So I might be teaching across the country soon. Who knows?
El Studio del BJ is going to be all over the place soon. I know it will. I'm wondering, right? You said you work with kids as young as 6 and 7, and elderly people as old as their high 70s. How do you go about that, especially probably with the older group, and doing stuff with technology and kind of getting over that hurdle of working remotely in that sense?
So one of the big things that my students definitely get to know about me is that I am admittedly not a tech savvy person. Everyone knows me that I would prefer to be writing music with a feather and ink than using, Finale or Sibelius or any of the different music programs out there. I'm an old soul at heart. So I think it actually works in a really nice balance that a lot of my younger students are really hip and really tech savvy. And so I can ask them questions on, well, what if I wanted to try and do this and try and do that? And they give me a little bit of insight. And then I'm able to help my older students by offering them what I have figured out through my minimal ways and minimal knowledge. And we all really get to meet in the middle, that we're able to just make it work.
What's something you'd say you learned about yourself in this process? I know it's been so different than probably the ways you've always done it and doing things remotely like this. What have you learned about yourself?
I've always been a fairly optimistic person, fairly upbeat, just high energy, good vibes, and all of that.
I can see that.
That's a bit of me. There was a period where I lost touch with that in my life. When I first moved out to San Diego back in 2009, I was just very unsure of myself and where I was going and what I was doing. And it took a few years to kind of get a sense of grounding and feel that I knew what my path was meant to be. And then probably again, almost 4 years ago, I had a point where I kind of lost touch with a lot of that. I think a lot of people lost touch with just some of the good feelings somewhere around November 2016. And that definitely happened to me for a longer period of time, where it was a good 7-8 months that I couldn't find the inspiration in myself to keep focused, to keep progressing. I even took a lot of time off from teaching for a while because I knew if I didn't feel inspired, I didn't know if I could offer that to my students in a genuine way. And really through the last few weeks, I've discovered that I have it in me again to maintain my own positivity, to maintain my own inspiration and motivation, and to share that with others. And that's been really helpful to know that I can keep myself in an okay place, and I'm able to help other people to stay in an okay place with it. So it's really been kind of eye-opening the past few weeks to discover how resilient I can be in times of unknown circumstances. That's been pretty cool.
How does that make you feel, really, to get to having been on the other side of things and come over it and be in such a better place now than you were before, and having that opportunity to share that with your students?
It's really empowering. And it's hard to describe beyond that I have a different sense of empowerment that I'm waking up with every day, and a different sense of understanding how valid it is to feel really great and really high on some days, and to feel really low on other days, and to allow that for myself and for others around me. A part of one of the things that I've started in one of the groups that I've got going online, we have different themes that we're using to communicate with our art, to deal with all of our emotions. Some days it's expressing how you're feeling blue, or what you do to help yourself process when you're feeling blue. Other times it's, Feel Good Friday, and just give us a picture, a song, a scene, a routine of a time that you felt at your best, to just share that light with others. I've found, I guess, another sense of allowing myself to really express everything I'm feeling and to encourage others to express how they're feeling. Because that's part of what's going to keep us healthy and sane through all of it. Not thinking that you just have to stay in one place the whole time. You got to let yourself work through everything. Artists often bottle up emotions and feelings, and sometimes we're like, we'll save this for when I've got that dark role that I'm doing, and then I can tap into this terrible time. We're in a weird place now where we don't have all of those outlets, and so we need to find a way to create those outlets and also just give ourselves the chance to be human and express when we need to.
And I could understand how an artist, especially somebody like you, somebody who has been so busy, you've said you're a workaholic, and now in this time where there's not going to be many public events or probably any musicals or plays or concerts or anything like that in a couple months. So what are you really doing to kind of, like you said, keep your sanity and keep your spirits up when the music and arts in a group setting like that might not come back for a while?
Yeah. That has been certainly a daily battle, because I am a workaholic. I'm a proud workaholic, and I've been that way for a long time. If we weren't living the COVID life, as I call it right now, I'd be in the midst of performing in a production over at Lambs in Coronado. I'd be music directing Matilda at San Diego Junior Theater. I'd be teaching classes for spring break camps and different workshops. I'd be teaching my voice lessons. I'd still be working with KPVS on filming for our TV show. And so for all of that to be gone, as well as attending more auditions and workshops going on and even getting to go see shows, it's challenging. What I've really relied on is building a daily routine and keeping myself in a different sense of form and balance. I already like to do that daily. I like to get up early and take walks with my dog. I make sure I'm listening to music while I do that. I have time with my coffee on the patio. I meditate. To keep the musical side of it, I started a couple of different groups and support groups online. We've got our San Diego virtual cabaret series that has brought together over 700 artists in San Diego. And we all come together to just express how we're feeling for the day, to share new art, to reflect on memories, to fundraise for each other. There are different companies that are putting together digital events, whether they're concerts you can attend. Some of them are improv shows you can be a part of, or open mics that you can be a part of. And so I'm a part of just trying to help share those resources and help people connect and stay busy, as well as keep myself busy. I try to make myself record 1 or 2 songs a day, every day. If I have a day that I don't do it, I let myself know that's okay too, because we have to give ourselves a chance to rest. More often than not, it's trying to just accept that I can't have the 12 to 14 hour workday that I want to have. And that's okay. If I make it a 4 to 6 hour workday or a 6 to 8 hour workday, that's good. That's progress. If I get a lesson or 2 in a day, as well as singing some songs and just reflecting through some old media, and then take time to watch Netflix or to read a book or to take a couple extra walks with the dog. It's just really trying to accept that this is the new reality for a while, and just what are the ways to keep myself balanced within these hours.
The way I open this show is I say, in the time where the human race perhaps is the least connected, right? We're all doing things at our own home in a weird way, and in a beautiful way. It's connected us more than ever before. Like that group of what was it, 70 or 700 musicians?
700. Yeah.
700 in San Diego, all together in a group, albeit online, but all together. What does that community mean to you? It just sounds amazing.
It's fantastic. Every day, I'm seeing posts from others and sharing posts as well, and we're all laughing and crying together. People are sharing monologues and poems. We've got costumers sharing pictures of creations that they've made and shows they've worked on. Sometimes we're just talking about our pets and how we all have pets that we rely on for support as artists and for inspiration. Sometimes we're acknowledging our partners. People are sharing new material. Sometimes it's really solemn, sad songs, or it's hopeful things. People are literally just trying out things sometimes, and it's like, I've never recorded myself doing this song before, and this isn't perfect, but here's a take, and I just want to get some constructive feedback from other people out there, which is fantastic. Usually we're so terrified of, as artists, of, putting a product out there that isn't perfect yet. And now we have this group where we're really collaborating in a new way. It is bizarre and beautiful at the same time that technology, which again, even for someone like me, I've been a bit resistant. It hasn't been my favorite thing. It's the new normal, and it feels less uncomfortable every day. It feels more engaging every day, which is also really cool. And it makes me feel like I am staying connected to people and not feeling as isolated as I might be if I weren't, trying to engage on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and Zoom.
You have a special love with bacon, BJ.
I do.
You put the bacon like on all your drinks, whether it be coffee or a cocktail. It's why?
So this comes back to all of it, actually.
It brings it all in, right? Full circle.
It really does. It all comes together with this. I bring up bacon in my teaching all the time. And so there's always the question of why. What is going on with the bacon thing?
That was my next question.
When I was a kid, I loved going to school, and I hated being sick and having to stay home from school, or even if I had a doctor's appointment and I couldn't go to school for the day. I was a kid that did not like to miss school. One of the things that would comfort me is that my mom would always just make bacon on the stove because she knew I liked bacon. And so as a kid, bacon was like my little treat of like, okay, if I'm upset for some reason, a little bacon makes me happier. I always held on to that. And at some point in my adult life, I realized, I can make bacon whenever I want, which was a great realization. And then probably started with my moving out here to San Diego, that I got to a point where I started telling myself, I'm going to have bacon at the start and end of every day. And that's going to be my little reward to myself. That, get up in the day, have a little bit of bacon to just feel good, be motivated. Let's go out. Let's make this day happen. Let's be productive. And at the end of the day, whether it's, yes, we did what we needed to do today, let's celebrate with a piece of bacon, or today was harder than expected and not exactly what I wanted, so let's cope with a piece of bacon.
BJ, you are so cool. I thought it was going to be as simple as, oh yeah, bacon's fantastic. Have you ever had it? And it was a whole life story about how you reward yourself. That just opened my world. I'm going to get some bacon. I'm going to the grocery store.
My simple joy, I call it. And I believe that we all need to find ways to have simple joys to celebrate every day in our lives, especially during these crazy times. And so for me, bacon is the simple joy. Yeah.
Well, I think that's fantastic. I think a simple joy for a lot of people, probably for you too, is music, right? And you are at your desk, you're at your piano. I would love to hear a song from you here on Above the Line.
Sure. Here's one for some inspiration that I think just fits these times that we're in, because things are a little crazy, but we just got to keep our heads up. So, ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Someday, yeah, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when our head is much lighter. Someday, yeah, we'll walk in the rays of the beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will be brighter right now. Right now. Right now. Ooh, child.
Let's go from El Studio del BJ. Come on. My day just got so much better. That was awesome. Awesome. Wow. What a way to end it. William BJ Robinson, man, thank you so much. This was so fun.
Me, Scotty. Thank you
that
so
was
much.
Awesome. What a song for these times. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. This really
You're
was
very welcome. Hey,
incredible.
I'm happy to come back anytime.
Wasn't that awesome? Isn't he awesome? Hey, happy Music Monday to everybody. And if you loved BJ, want to hear more from him, or get the opportunity to learn from him with you at home, his information is on the screen now. Again, a special thank you to BJ for coming on the show, opening up, and sharing his song that I think is just perfect for these times right now. And thanks so much to all of you for tuning in and being a part. Spread some music and share some happiness and positivity, and most of all, have an awesome day. We'll see you again on Thursday for the next edition of Above the Line with Scotty Gange.